Hello Bells Up Studio, I'm Lacey and welcome to today's 20-minute set. We are needing 2 kettlebells today. We're gonna do a lot of curtsy lunges and some Turkish get-ups, that's about it. So you wanna make sure that you have bells that you feel really solid, holding in a rack position for curtsies. This is a similar class to one that we did in the past with reverse lunges. There were like kind of a play between the get-ups and the curtsies. So what we're going to do this time is keep us on an interval. So I want you to count the reps that you're doing in the curtsies as you go through it, but use some bells that you feel pretty confident for doing at least 10 reps per side. We're gonna go in between sides with those get-ups kind of sandwiched in between. If you have access to multiple weights and you're a little more advanced, you can have a heavy bell for your Turkish get-ups, or you'll just use one of the bells that you use for curtsy lunges. So to get started, we're gonna go into an arm bar. We're gonna lay down on the floor. So let's go ahead and use your kettlebell. If it's a little bit too heavy for an arm bar for you, then just go ahead and do this one with body weight. You can still get a lot out of it. We're gonna focus on breathing and keeping our rib cage knitting together so we get nice full breaths laterally, and also working a bit of a stretch for our neck and shoulders. So roll over, push that bell up. We're gonna go opposite arm and leg of the bell straight. The bent side will just come right over, and we're gonna try to keep our hips and shoulders stacked. So once you're here, I just want you to think of kind of pulling your hip towards the floor, your top hip, tucking your tailbone. And I kind of did this inadvertently, but my long side, my long leg here is pushing into the wall, which kind of feels nice. I can kind of get grounded a little more. So if you can reach something stable, you can always push that side into the wall. So you're just gonna breathe here into your ribs. Again, try to work on not flaring. So sometimes that comes through just a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. Look up at your bell, try to push your knuckles to the ceiling. Keep breathing here. We're gonna be in this position for just about another 10 seconds before we bring the bell down and come to the other side. Take one last breath in through your nose and out through your mouth and start pulling your bell down. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's take that other side in your arm bar. And after this, enjoy this arm bar because we're gonna be going into some isometric hold curtsy pulses. So I guess it's not a true iso hold, but pretty close. We're just gonna hold the bottom of your curtsy so you can find that spot. And we're gonna pulse just like we're in bar class. It's gonna be awesome. So enjoy, again, this arm bar for the next about 50 seconds. You can kind of spin your hand a little bit forward, a little bit back. Try to make sure that you really feel like you're creating a shelf for that weight to rest on with your arm. So my lat feels a little bit like I'm setting this kettlebell on it directly. There's just like a little shelf and my arm's the vehicle to hold it up there. This feels so good in my neck on this side. If I look up at the bell a little bit, or sometimes if you just tuck your chin a tiny bit, you might get a stretch in the back of your neck. My right side has been so much tighter than my left lately in my neck, and arm bars are always a nice little reprieve from that. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Roll yourself over, pull your bell down. We're just gonna roll to the side and push yourself up. So let's go ahead and find our curtsy lunge position. And this is what you're gonna try to recreate when you actually are weighted for this one. So what we're gonna do is take a right foot, push it into the floor. You can either turn the toes slightly out like you do if you do that when you squat, or keep them forward. Then you're gonna take your back leg and walk it out to the side, but keeping your hips forward. Your knees should be going towards your toes like mine is here, and we're gonna try to keep our shoulders over our hips. You don't wanna turn to one side, so we're not actually doing ballet. We're gonna turn our opposite hip in and really start to use that front leg. So what I want you to do is bring yourself all the way down to the floor and just make sure that you're in a comfortable position with your shoulders over your hips. We're gonna lift our knee up, bottom knee, 2 to 3 inches in 3, 2, and 1. So push through that front foot, push through your back foot, and try to kind of pull your knee over your big toe here. Push through your back heel, and now I just want you to go up and down. Just take a nice, easy up and down here. Breathe through this one. We're gonna stay in this position and do these little pulses, then we're just gonna hold. So give me a few more seconds here. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't rest too much, hold here. Try to tuck your pelvis a little more and maybe push through your front foot a little bit more. Push through the big toe bed of your front foot, push your back heel back. We haven't even started class today. You're gonna be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, knee comes down. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch out your side. So if you wanna come to a full standing position to do that, you can do it, and then come down into that bottom position for your curtsy. Just make sure your back leg is shooting back so you have almost like a little crisscross of your legs. We'll go 3, 2, and lift. So you might go all the way up first just to find your spot, and then we're gonna find that hold position and then just start taking some pulses. I feel this so much in my back leg, in my quads, because I did a quad workout yesterday. Holy shit, this is a lot when you do that. Keep pulsing here. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Try to relax your shoulders just straight up and down. If you fall a little bit like I just did there, gather yourself. I'm sweating on this left side. Let's hold in 3, 2, and 1. Push your feet down. Try to put a smile on your face. I'm trying to do that here because I'm really sore. You might be there with me. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, push up. Whew, my left side was actually terrible, and workout's done. Just kidding. We're gonna go into your curtsy lunges, which will probably feel easier than that just did. So that's a little bit of rest assurance there. So go ahead and bring out your 2 kettlebells. Again, if you're gonna go a little heavier for your Turkish get up, maybe you bring out another bell for that. You can do this entire class with dumbbells as well if you don't have access to kettlebells. What we're gonna do today is a 40-second on, 20-second off set for 4 rounds. Your first interval, double rack curtsies. I want you to do as many as you can in 40 seconds. That means that if you get to a breaking point or a stopping point for you, just set them down and take the remainder of the time as rest. So maybe let's say you hit 8, you can stop there and you'll try to recreate that on the other side. In between, you're gonna do the matching side of Turkish get up. So we're gonna start with our left leg forward, left loaded in the curtsy, and then we'll go to left arm up with the kettlebell for the Turkish get up. We'll repeat, and once we do that 4 times through, you are done with your 20-minute set today. I'm gonna give you just about 20 seconds, and then we're gonna get into our first curtsy. So we're gonna have our left leg forward. If it's too much for you to have 2 bells, 1 at your chest, 2 at your sides could work. Also 1 at your side, but the front leg side if you're gonna go that direction. So those are some modifications for you for this position. Let's go ahead and come into this. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I like to give single leg deadlifts or staggered deadlifts as an option for curtsies or any other type of lunges in case you need a modification that is not a lunge version. So if you can't take this one, then you could take a staggered stance deadlift. We are moving our feet, so see how I'm actually stepping back, pushing myself forward here, pushing through that big toe edge of my front foot. We're gonna be here for another 10 seconds. Try to keep moving, and you do have enough time in this interval to get yourself set up for the curtsy. We'll go 3, 2, and rest. 20-second rest isn't a lot. You're gonna come right down for your get up. What I mean by that is don't rush into your first rep. Set yourself up for success. Even if it takes you 5, 10 seconds to get into it, you're gonna be fine for that 40-second interval. Trust me. Let's go ahead and hit your Turkish get up. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Bell will come up over your head and find your TGU position. As always, if the full get up is not for you today, you can go into the baby Turkish get-ups, which we have been taking as an option throughout this program. You're just gonna do the baby for the 40-second interval. You can also start to practice maybe getting to the half kneel and coming back down. So that is that halfway point in the get-up when you're basically holding that little lunge position at the bottom before you stand up. That's a good place to practice getting to. So from here, you've got about 20 seconds until we hit our other side of curtsies. It's a lot of booty work today and inner thigh work today. So if you're already feeling that, I'm a little scared, not gonna lie, for the sets of these curtsies, given how sore I am personally today. That's one of the things about teaching classes on camera. I think that you don't see behind the scenes. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. The soreness. I wish there was like a way that you guys could tell, like Lacee is dying right now, or Lacee feels like amazing today, like a heat map type of thing, or a muscle soreness detector. Take those curtsies if you haven't already. You can of course see that I've started going through them. So this movement is actually a very knee-friendly version of lunging. So if you're someone that's typically afraid of knee stuff like in a lunge, because we're at this angle here, it actually can be sort of easier for some people than going this direction. We'll go 3, 2, and rest. You might find that being the case. It also is a great way if you're using free weights a lot, so you're training at home, you're not using machines, you're really into kettlebells, to get some inner thigh work, to work your hip adduction, which can sometimes be a weak spot. Let's hit your get up on your right side. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll take that roll, we'll come over and touch the hand. First we roll to the elbow, hand comes flat, arm comes straight. We lift, pull the knee through, hips go back, we stand with the bell. We're gonna lift ourselves with our hips. You're either gonna turn your front leg forward or turn your body to the side. The top part's where you can look forward. You'll look down at your bell, turn that leg, or move yourself to the side again, stack the shoulders, sit yourself down, and then take a little roll. I ended up flipping myself around, which is always fun. Okay, we're already back to your first side of your curtsies. So let's go ahead and bring your bells forward. You can try any of those holds if the double racked felt a little bit aggressive for you today. Last few seconds here before we get into it. Clock is on for your curtsies in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Someone wrote a comment a few classes ago in this program about, it was something like climbing an ass mountain. Like that's what the class felt like. And I could not think of a better description and one that I might want to steal. So if you're the ass mountain person, good job, because this class is a little bit like climbing an ass mountain on one leg. Definitely will feel some glute in these variations here. Remember to keep your breath going. You don't want to hold your breath as you're doing these movements. Just into the nose, out through the mouth. Try to breathe out as you stand up. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Left side Turkish get up. Let's go ahead and come into it. Same exact thing. We are getting towards the end of these 20-minute sets. If you are doing these in the program in order, congrats on making it this far. You would only have 2 more classes after this one. Let's take your Turkish get up on the left side, round 2. Roll over, push your bell up, and come on into position. So that's a big accomplishment. I decided to package these classes in a 4-week style program, as you can tell in the title, a little reset button. So sometimes we have those moments in our lives where we might not have the time or the capabilities to do a full-on gym program, or even a full-on 40-minute, 60-minute workout 5 days a week. Might feel a little bit overwhelming. You have about 20 seconds till your other side of curtsies. And I was really inspired to have something available for those times of life that you might need to have something quick, efficient, hit total body, and just get yourself back into a routine. So if you're using these classes for that, hopefully you're coming through these 20 classes. Let's go 3, 2, and 1 with a renewed sense of, yeah, I can get this stuff done. And even if it comes into, now I'm used to making time to train 5 days a week for 20 minutes, there we go, for 20 minutes. Maybe it seems a little less overwhelming to think about scheduling that time to train for 40 minutes, 3 times a week, which is what we recommend for strength training at Bells Up Studio. If you are following our programs or you're doing other things outside of weight training like running or other activities, you've got 3, 2, and 1. Let's hit that right side. Roll onto your back and get ready for this get up. You have about 15 seconds here. I definitely picked the wrong hairstyle for our class today with my braids. I'm like, how about I make the thing where I'm rolling around on the floor and just probably getting flyaways like crazy, but you guys are used to my crazy hair in these classes. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. I always end up with some piece. That's one of my favorite parts of seeing the videos. Again, sometimes I watch and I'm like, what is that piece of hair doing? How did it end up in that situation? We will never know. No amount of hairspray can sometimes save you. Go ahead, finish out your get up. We are going to do this whole set one more time. You have 2 more rounds through the curtsies and the Turkish get ups before we bid adieu to this 20-minute session today. Keep resting here for another 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you a couple of the variation movements in the curtsies that you can take. It is perfectly fine if you're doing a session and you want to downgrade or upgrade the difficulty of your movements to do so. So let's say you started out strong with those 2 bells and you're like, I don't know if I have that in me with good form for the last part. Go down to 1. Super simple. Maybe you started, let's go ahead and get your left side in 3, 2, and 1. So I could be here. Maybe you started with 1 bell and it's feeling kind of easy and you're ready to try 2 bells for the last 2 intervals. This is one option. Or I would say you're going to go here, holding it on the side of your working leg. It's just going to kind of stay close to you and you're going to keep working on pushing through that center part of your foot as you go down and up here. So nice and easy reps. They should all feel like they're going at the same speed. You're going to be in this one for 10 seconds here. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and hit left side in that Turkish get up. Go ahead, come down to the floor. Whew, we're rolling through these. Once you get to the halfway point, it's almost like it starts to become clockwork. It's a road you've gone down before. It's gonna go nice and fast. I love sessions that mix in get-ups like this because I feel like you just get such good feels from it. That's really technical. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. What a technical trainer explanation. But sometimes a get-up in a class like this can serve as a bit of a break time in certain ways, especially if it's a little lighter. It maybe can fill a void of some rest breaks or actually a little bit of mobility work. You can also really get your heart rate up and work your shoulders and upper body if you go pretty heavy with your weights in this situation. So just think about using your get-ups as ways to take inventory. I talk about this a lot. You can see how you're feeling in different ranges of, or different, planes of motion as you're moving. And you can also get your heart rate up. You can get yourself warm, or this is kind of your little break session, but all those things combined with the curtsy lunges being the start of the show. So let's go ahead and hit your other side of curtsies. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. So I'm gonna pick up and repeat. Don't worry, I'll go back to double bells with you guys for the next set here. So just staring straight ahead as I hold the bell at my chest. Also can hold it at my side for a suitcase. You can hold it on this side as well and kind of move it in towards your instep a bit here, like over your big toe. Depending on how big your bell is, sometimes it starts to hit the leg. I notice I get more inner thigh when I have that contralateral hold. I get a little more full leg and booty when I have the working leg hold. So you can decide what works best for you or what you want a little more of. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Just a little bit different of a challenge. We're gonna hit your right side next. Come down to the floor. Get ready for those Turkish get-ups. Nice, strong grip on your kettlebell. Part of the thing with the get-up is we can't take our attention and our strength off of the weight. So keep a close eye on it and keep a tough grip on it. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Bell comes up. We're gonna push it up over our heads, belly button through the floor. Make sure you're finding that connection and a really strong straight leg. We haven't done a ton of get-ups in our classes in this series. They've come up a few times, but still gotta make sure that we're keeping ourselves cognizant of our form in these, especially when we're on an interval. We don't wanna just be dropping down. You wanna fully connect at the bottom, fully roll yourself to the bottom, pull the bell down, and then roll to the side. Okay, guys, we made it. We have one more set of everything. 4 more minutes left in your class today. So let's go ahead and get your bells out. We're gonna hit your final set of curtsy lunges on your left side, final 2 get-ups on the right and left, and of course, right side curtsies as well. Let's get this booty burn. We have a fun kind of cardio class in the next class coming up, and then a not so fun cardio class. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Let's pick your bells up. We're gonna take curtsy lunges on your left side to start. Let's go for it. So the next 2 classes, there's a lot of movements in the following one. And then the final class is maybe the hardest one that we have in this whole 4-week set. It involves a lot of high heart rate shit. And I felt like, honestly, a class like that would be a great one as a cap off to all this work that you've done through the past 4 weeks. You've got less than 10 seconds in this set. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turkish get up on your left side for the final time. One more get up, one more curtsy, one more get up on your other side, and you are done with your 20 minutes. You have 10 seconds, so start coming into that fetal position. Get your hand right around that bottom part of your bell. Let's get ready to bring our bell up in 3, 2, and 1. Let's push it through the ceiling. Find that strong straight leg. Roll to the elbow. We'll push down the hand, move to the straight arm. We'll lift and sweep underneath our kettlebell, moving ourselves into position to make a strong stand from that lunge. We'll gaze at our bell, grip it harder on the way down, turn our leg, and use your thigh to reach past your knees, stack your shoulders. Heel comes down, we sit without sliding, elbow to the floor, and then we roll ourselves all the way down, pull the bell to your chest, and roll over. That side is finished. We only have your final side left. 1 minute of each thing, including that rest. Class is almost done here. Let's shake it out for 15 seconds. Try to match your curtsy lunge number here, or go for that full 40-second interval. Remember, again, this does not have to be fast. These can be kind of slow and methodical steps. You don't need to get in a million reps today. We'll go 3, 2, and 1, especially if your weights are heavy here, because this rack position will get heavy and get your heart rate up really quickly. Keep breathing out as you stand up. Breathe in through your nose. If you need to, you can lift your elbows just a little bit if you feel this a little too much in your neck or shoulders from holding in the rack. Again, you can also come down to here. If I'm using 2 bells, I know it's late in the class, but I'm still gonna kind of move that other one slightly in towards my instep when I'm here. You've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, final Turkish get up on your right side, and our class is finished. Let's go ahead, come on down, get ready to roll, guys. I actually might have us just start now. Let's just do it, 10 seconds early. Wild around here, let's go for it. Clock is on for your get up. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna finish it out together. I'll take this one nice and slow so we all finish in comparable time here. And if you like to rush through this thing, I challenge you to count 1, 2 in every position. So it'd be like 1, 2, stand, 1, 2, come down to the knee, 1, 2, windshield wiper, grab and come out from your hinge, hold 1, 2 in the stack position, sit down, hold 1, 2, elbow, hold 1, 2, roll to the floor, pull it down, roll yourself to fetal. That is the most abused part, let me tell you, of the Turkish get-up, that going from the straight arm all the way down in like a flop. Don't let this be your Turkish get-up flop era. That is it for your 20 minutes today. My friends, I will see you in your next session. Get ready for some cardio in the next 2 sets if you're following along with the program. And with that, remember to get real, get strong, and always get your bells up. Bye.